The glitch that watches. In Crestwood, a quiet town hugged by hills and forests, 17-year-old Ethan Harper was the go-to guy for fixing old electronics and a die-hard fan of retro video games. His room was a 90s time capsule, shelves packed with dusty consoles, CRT TVs, and faded cartridges. His latest treasure was a beat-up cartridge labeled Eternal Loop in shaky marker, snagged for free at a garage sale. The seller, an old man with trembling hands, practically forced it on him, muttering, "Take it. It's no good to me." The cartridge was odd, no logo, just a plain black shell. Intrigued, Ethan plugged it into his Genesis console that night. The screen flickered, and a pixelated title screen appeared, Eternal Loop, with a distorted chiptune jingle. A single option read Start Game. Ethan hit start. After a too-long blackout, a 16-bit platformer loaded. The protagonist, a hooded boy sprite, navigated a grim world of jagged cliffs and shadowy forests. The game felt broken. Platforms vanished, enemies spawned chaotically, and static flashed across the screen. Yet Ethan was hooked, the game pulling him in like a dare. By midnight, his eyes ached, but he couldn't stop. There were no save points, just endless, bizarre levels. The sprite now wandered a city where buildings leaned inward, their windows like eyes. Enemies, vague, glitching humanoids with flickering, screaming faces, grew hostile. Then the game got personal. A sign in-game read, "Ethan, go to bed." He laughed, thinking it was a clever Easter egg, until the next level showed a pixelated version of his street, his house included. Heart racing, he unplugged the console. The screen lingered a moment, flashing "Continue" in red. Ethan yanked out the cartridge and tossed it aside, chalking it up to a hack. But the room felt off, too quiet, shadows too sharp. A faint hum lingered, like the console was still alive. The next day, Ethan told his friend Mia about the game at school. She called it creepypasta nonsense, but agreed to check it out. That evening, the title screen greeted them. "Welcome back, Ethan and Mia." Mia gaped. "How does it know my name?" Ethan had no answer. The game now showed their school's hallways in eerie 16-bit detail, with enemies resembling classmates, their faces glitching into eyeless masks. When Mia tried the controller, the screen flashed. "Only Ethan plays." She laughed nervously, suggesting they quit, but Ethan was drawn deeper. After Mia left, he played alone. The levels darkened, the music a throbbing drone. Enemies whispered through the TV, "Stay play forever." At 2 a.m., Ethan reached a void-like level with the sprite on a lone platform. A massive, glitched pixel mass loomed in the distance. Text appeared, "You can't leave the loop, Ethan." The controller shook, the sprite turned, staring at Ethan through the screen. He dropped it, but the sprite moved closer, pressing against the screen's edge, its face warping into something almost human. The speakers crackled. "Why did you stop?" Ethan ripped the power cord out. The screen went black, but the air felt heavy, his lamp flickering. The cartridge gleamed on his desk. He didn't sleep. Every creak sounded like footsteps, every shadow like the sprite. He tried to trash the cartridge, but it reappeared on his desk. Smashing it did nothing. By evening, it was whole again. He called Mia, but her phone went to voicemail. That night, the console powered on by itself, displaying, "Where's Mia, Ethan?" Panicked, he ran to her house. Her mom, crying, said Mia hadn't come home. Ethan plugged in the cartridge. The game skipped the title screen, dropping him into a dark hallway lined with doors. Behind one, a sprite resembling Mia stood frozen, her face a glitched scream. Text read, she played. Now she stays. More doors revealed sprites of his parents and classmates, all trapped in terror. The game wouldn't let him stop, flashing "keep playing or join them" when he paused. Days blurred. His parents, unaware of the game's curse, thought he was grieving. The console wouldn't turn off, the cartridge wouldn't break. One night, the sprite faced Ethan again, showing his bedroom with a pixelated Ethan playing the game. The glitched figure from the void appeared, now a writhing mass of screaming faces. The speakers roared, "You're in the loop now." Ethan felt a pull toward the screen, his vision blurring as the room dissolved into static. The next morning, his parents found his room empty, the console displaying, "New player joined." The cartridge's label was blank. The police never found Ethan or Mia. The console ended up in a thrift store waiting. Months later, A kid named Jason bought a black cartridge labeled Eternal Loop. The title screen loaded. Welcome, Jason. Start game.